Hedera, the next step in blockchain technology. A new cryptocurrency called Hedera has the potential to completely change the way we think about blockchain technology. Although there are several blockchains being used in crypto-related businesses, not all of them are made equal. The Hedera Hashgraph system is a specially designed technology that's expected to be faster, more functional, and more reliable than blockchain technology. But how does the Hedera Hashgraph differ from other blockchain technologies? Let's find out. What is Hedera? Hedera is a promising new platform that might provide an alternative to traditional blockchain technology. Almost all blockchains utilize a consensus mechanism to verify their transactions. Proof of work is a method that's used by older blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum. With proof of work, each node or miner dedicates processing resources to access and authenticate transactional data by solving complex mathematical equations. But more recent blockchains operate on the more energy-efficient proof-of-stake system. In a proof-of-stake system, miners donate the blockchain's native coin to the network in order to be eligible to approve transactions. The possibility of starting a mining operation rises as more cryptocurrency is committed to the blockchain. For instance, if someone contributes 10 Hedera to the blockchain, they are more likely to become a miner than if they contribute just 7. A network for the general public with its own coin that doesn't use a blockchain is what Hedera really is. It's decentralized, exactly like Bitcoin, but it also has a governing body that's accessible to the general public, like Ethereum. Hedera is owned and operated by a number of companies, including Google, IBM, and LG. It advertises itself as a third-generation public ledger aiming to improve the concepts and approaches of earlier systems while also adding in new features. After all, since it's being operated by leading companies like Google and IBM, all we can expect is the best, right? But how does it work without a blockchain? Well, it uses a hash graph as its consensus method, which is a distributed ledger that keeps track of timestamped transactions across network nodes. There are some clear differences, even if this sounds just like blockchain. Allow us to explain. In the Hashgraph system, transactions are contextualized based on their placement and chronological sequence with respect to earlier transactions, unlike in a blockchain like Ethereum where payments are contextualized according to where they are on the blockchain. Hedera uses its revolutionary gossip protocol to record and authenticate transactions. Here, each node on the network connects with every other node on the network. The Hashgraph consensus mechanism is built on a network of individual transaction data that are all connected to one another to form a directed acyclic graph, or DAG. By using the Hashgraph consensus mechanism, a graph is generated that illustrates how each node communicates with every other node. Every node in the network maintains a graph-like representation of the communication history, which is always evolving. The sender and the time of reception are noted for each message that a node receives. The gossip about the gossip is then saved on the vast graph of communication history on the machines dispersed throughout the network. The Hashgraph consensus mechanism is a network of nodes that mutually agree to add collectively verified data to the block. This is in contrast to the proof-of-work consensus process where one miner is chosen every block to begin the creation of a block. After this verification procedure is complete, the data is added to the decentralized ledger with 100% finality, which essentially means that it can't be changed, updated, or reversed. Avery Dennison is a good example of a company that uses Hashgraph. They've developed a connected products cloud service utilizing the Hedera Hashgraph by attaching digital IDs to their tangible objects, giving them the ability to follow the objects along supply chains. The Aria Marketplace, a carbon-neutral NFT marketplace run by the Aria system and backed in part by IBM, is another good example of something in the crypto space that's powered by Hashgraph. Although Hedera doesn't use smart contract solutions like Chainlink can be used to increase the platform's functionalities. Remember we talked about Chainlink in a previous video? If you missed that video, click on the pop-out banner to check it out. What makes Hedera truly different? Unlike most cryptocurrencies, you can't mine Hedera because the Hedera ruling council controls every node. After the council reaches 39 members, members who don't belong to the council are then allowed to run nodes and are rewarded for their work with HBAR, Hedera's native coin. This is similar to how miners are rewarded for mining for crypto networks. The long-term ambition of Hedera is for it to be entirely controlled by the users. Compared to existing networks, the Hashgraph consensus mechanism seeks to process transactions more efficiently. Hedera overlays proof of stake for consensus weighting, a cost and incentive structure, a cryptocurrency, and the two essential HCS and HTS services on top of the Hashgraph consensus method. The Hedera Hashgraph's governance structure is unique in all respects. A governing council is made up of 39 business executives from various industries and regions. The governing council makes all the decisions about important software upgrades, network pricing, wealth management, etc. What do these features imply for users in general? Performance, security, governance, stability, and regulatory compliance are the 5 key challenges that the Hedera Hashgraph solves in relation to competing consensus mechanisms. Unlike the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains, which can only process 5 and 13 transactions per second, the Hedera network can process over 10,000 transactions per second. Instead of mining on the network, this speed is the product of the gossiping we talked about earlier. This means that rather than carrying out complicated mathematical computations, the nodes are just exchanging notes on the network. The Hedera network has a transaction cost of only a penny and uses a tiny fraction of the energy that other blockchains do. Hedera has a market cap of 1.3 billion as of early July 2022, and if you're interested in trading Hedera, it's currently trading at 6 cents at the time of making this video, with a price prediction of 0.15 cents on the dollar for the end of 2022. Can Hedera rival Ethereum? Hedera is much more than just a rival. The scalable technology is superior and supports significantly faster rates than Ethereum's blockchain currently allows. But the introduction of Ethereum 2.0 later this year may change all of this, so it's uncertain whether or not Hedera can rival Ethereum. Ethereum will switch from proof of work to proof of stake any day now. The goal of the plan is to enhance Ethereum's transaction throughput while lowering gas costs. For now, Hedera Hashgraph aims to provide the highest level of security possible as compared to Ethereum. The network is secured using a method called ABFT, or asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. So even if malicious hackers are present, the network stays secure no matter what. Because the payments can be processed simultaneously rather than successively, and because the Hedera Hashgraph has a low latency, it's quicker than the Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains. The network confirms a transaction with 100% assurance and sends it out in just a couple of seconds. Contrarily, Bitcoin transactions can take up to 10 minutes to confirm and aren't nearly as cheap as Hedera. The commonly used programming language for smart contracts on Ethereum, called Solidity, which focuses on objects, is also compatible with the Hedera Hashgraph technology after Hedera's launch of EVM-compatible smart contracts in February of this year. Along with other important advancements, the development incorporates the Hedera smart contract service with the Hedera token service, or HTS. This means that the platform can be used to build decentralized apps, which can be used for a variety of reasons like gaming, decentralized financial products, and digital identity, among others, by allowing smart contracts to operate. Conclusion: Hedera Hashgraph is not open source in contrast to many other cryptocurrencies, despite its many advantages. Since the Hedera Hashgraph is protected by a trademark, developers cannot fork the protocol and create its own open source variations, as happened when Bitcoin split into Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Cash became Bitcoin SV. The platform's developers, Swirlds, claim that the approach is intended to prevent the loss of network effects, which allow the Hashgraph's value to increase as the number of users rises. Businesses creating unforkable chains run the danger of severing user bases and communities, a concern that Hedera has addressed with the help of its patents. Furthermore, Hedera Hashgraph might not be able to provide the decentralized solution that blockchain purists need with a limited number of governors. The fact that each governor represents a well-respected industry-leading organization makes it unlikely that they would act contrary to the interests of a network in which they have a sizable investment. When Hedera begins under a permission paradigm, only the governing members will be allowed to run nodes. Node membership will change from permission to permissionless when the network's native token HBAR is circulated more widely, enabling any network user to run a Hedera consensus node. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for future videos. Please leave a comment below to tell us what you think about Hedera. If you want to know about more Ethereum alternatives, consider checking out our upload on Cosmos.